level that when I push you on work, I don't even ask you to do 50% of what I did, and I guarantee you'll fucking win.
I mean, jump the fuck in the pool and make yourself swim. Your ability to go all in every moment, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every
when I push you on work, when I push you on work, I don't even ask you to do 50% of what I did. I guarantee you hurt.
Get a reward.
I mean, jump the fuck in the pool and make yourself
until you succeed.
swim.
Listen to me.
Your
I'm here to
ability
tell you today that you can come here, you can jump up, you can do flips, you can be excited when we give away money. But listen to me, you will never be successful until I don't have to give you a dime to do what you do. All in. Come on, guys. Say all in. All in. All in. All in. By any means necessary. Let's go. Which I don't have to give you a dime to do what you do. All in. Come on, guys. Say all in. All in. All in.
Wake up every single day thinking about how can I change my life? How can I stand on the stage with the giants? Realize that everything I ever dreamed of lives in the sky, and I must jump every single day to go reclaim what's mine. And that's royalty. As long as you believe in that very gift that you have in the bottom of your stomach, that fire that burns, that dream that wakes you up in the middle of the night and have you screaming to the sun, rise, so I can go after this dream. That is the very thing that you should chase every single day. It's you versus you. Your dream versus the world. You're gonna have to be phenomenal in everything you do because everyone in the world is chasing greatness. And what do you do when a man is going 100 miles per hour and you haven't even started the engine yet? Embrace being the individual that they say cannot do it. The best gifts come from the bottom. They will not see you coming as you rise, as you work every single day, tirelessly, for what you dream of. Now, if you turn your back on me, I promise I'm gonna make you turn around. You will call me king. You will call me king. We gotta make this decision in our lives today, kings and queens, that we will not be ordinary. We will be great. Have an everlasting potential. And as long as you have a heartbeat, as long as you have air in your lungs, you have an opportunity to change this world, change your life, and live your dream today. We will be kings.
I know what it feels like to be broken. I know what it feels like to be homeless. I know what it feels like to be ignored. You get into a place where you feel like nobody needs you. Nobody believes you. I know what it feels like for people to tell you to write the book, launch the course, and then when you do it, nobody invests in it. The hour is now for game changers to emerge, for the forgotten, for the rejected, for the ignored, to come out of the ashes and into the light, out of obscurity and into victory. Oh, with everything that you have in you, the hour is now. I am coming for the throne. I am coming for every room that you locked me out of. Every realm that I step into, I will dominate. I am determined to win, no matter what season I'm in. When you counted me out, when you rejected me, when you overlooked me, when you ignored me, I waited painfully in obscurity for the opportunity to take the throne. I am your replacement. Your rejection has forged a new fire inside of me. Man, I'm climbing the ladder. I'm bringing my team. I'm coming for magazines and movie screens, billboards and awards, movie scores and labels. I'm signing checks and contracts on every table. I'm no longer stuck in the basement, stuck in the gutter. I'm leaving the casket. You saved me, vacant. You were here, my feet walking the pavement. No more complacent, driven, persistent, and relentless are all an understatement. Who am I? I'm sorry, not sorry. I am unapologetically your replacement. I have worked while you have slept. I have learned while you have partied. I have saved while you have spent. And I will live like you dream. I am relentless. I am resilient. I will not back down. I will not surrender. I am now an agent of change and transformation. I am your replacement. Every room that I walk in, I will change the game. I'm influencing neighborhoods and towns, startups and corporations, from the forgotten about hoods to the nations. I'm coming to reconstruct and resurrect broken foundations, leaving everybody that rejected me out of the equation. The marathon continues. The Mamba mentality has left a mark. Shout out to the NBA legend, Kobe, and your daughter, Gigi. From Tom Brady to Drew Bledsoe, rain, sleet, or snow, I grind. I am clutch. I am the difference maker. I am the game changer.
Make this moment the moment of truth about yourself. Many of you have been selling yourself short all of your life. You have the opportunity to experience more environmental, physical, and mental abundance. Someone who is in a constant state of elevation. Their self-talk is, I know who I am, I know where I'm going, and I know where I came from. I want to continue the conversation of self-awareness. You know, there are a few quotes that I love and want to share with you as it pertains to the conversation of self-awareness. And the quote is, there is definitely a direct connection between finding your passion and reaching your potential. You will never fulfill your destiny doing work you despise. Passion gives you an advantage over others because one person with passion is greater than 99 who have only an interest. Passion gives you energy. Are you aware of what you are doing with your day-to-day time, your grind? Do you like your current relationships? Do you like your circle of influence? Do you like your wardrobe? I think a lot of us, we are programmed to hold on to things that we no longer like.
The time is now to step into a place of diligence, hustle, humility, and
What's up, everyone? Can everybody hear me okay? Anyone from my guys, you can talk if you want. Okay, good. So starting today, we're doing some changes. So it doesn't relate to people that are here for the first time, but I'm going to always promote the people who are in my squad into the panel so that you guys can, have a better seat in the house, I guess, and allowed to talk because if somebody talks from you and you decide to troll, I know where to find you. So not that we had any trolls in the last half a year, but gotta cover the bases. So let me see. How do I go to the stream so I can see questions? So after attending a few calls of Mike Azevedo, I actually decided that I'm going to do this for everyone for free, for no problem, and answer all the questions that might, that you might have, even if it's like beginners questions, like whatever it is. Ryan, I got you. So everyone who wants to share a video, you guys can, from the panelists, you guys can share the video if you want to see your pretty faces. But I personally can't share the video today because I have a really painful infection on my eye, and yeah, my eye is all red, not pretty. But I decided to still do this today and not give any excuse for not doing this. Anywho, so couple of housekeeping items before we go into the stream. Ryan, can you get on get on YouTube real fast and answer any questions that or bring up the questions that are on YouTube? Because I'm having a hard time here. How do I go there?
Sure will.
I guess I don't know. I need to. Your channel, maybe like this. Hey. Can you get it on YouTube real fast and can everybody still hear me if I mute this? I think so. Right? If I just mute the sound because of feedback. Excuse me. All right, good. If everyone can hear me on YouTube, that's good. All right. So everyone can see the chart, right? Awesome. Where do we got people tuning in from? You guys who here first time, like London, and we got London and we got Dallas, Texas. That's it. It's 2 places. All right. Well, hello everyone in London and hello everyone in Dallas. Estonia. Oh yeah. How goes it, Mario? I remember you're from Estonia. Yeah, more Dallas. Okay. Melbourne, Tennessee. From Africa, dude? Nice. What time is it in Africa? Nigeria. Nice, man. Sorry for your boy losing on Saturday. If you're a fan of UFC, he's my favorite fighter, Adesanya. Toronto, man, great city. Cold as hell, but really good. Okay, so first of all, just want to say that everything that you see here is just solely mine and Ryan's opinion of Furious Snipers. So don't take it to the grave, don't sue us or anything. We're not liable for any losses, and past profits don't guarantee future results. Second of all, if you guys like what you see today, want to say hi, want to join our squad, want to contact us for any reason, you can message us directly either in Discord or on Instagram. And Ryan, can you put that on the screen?
I sure will. We got some people from New York and Minnesota here too on YouTube.
Minnesota, I've never been. I hear it's cold. New York,
It's cold as
live
hell.
there. New York, where? New York City, or like Long Island or something. I've lived almost everywhere, so in the United States, so I can talk about different cities. But anywho, so yeah, just message us at Lord Fury 83, Ryan Billenberg, or Furious Snipers LC. And then one more thing, 2 more weeks left till mine and Mike Azevedo's boot camp. Again, for details, the link is in my profile on Instagram or Mike's YouTube. If you guys want to get 4 hours of intense training, personalized with case studies. Might want to sign up for that bootcamp. The cost is 300. It's 4 hours long, and yeah, that is that. Okay, so for those of you, thank you, Ryan. For those of you who been on Ruben Villahermosa's call, it's pretty good. And I did learn a couple of things. Like I guess I learned them in the book, but in his book. But they were definitely a good refresher of what to concentrate when looking. Barcelona, great city. I was there too. One of my favorite places in Europe. My dad's wallet did get stolen there, but it got returned and thief was dealt with. But it was scary as hell in your guys' subways. You got to watch out for pickpockets. They're everywhere. Uh, yeah, dude, like 3 seconds. They got like schemes. They're like working groups. One person like this misdirects you or holds you. The other one punches in you in the gut. The third one will pull out your wallet. Yeah. You guys, your reputation, Portugal. You guys are crazy. Portugal is crazy. They're just loud and obnoxious. Very good at soccer. Anywho, so volume profile. Yeah, so he talked about volume profile. He didn't go into the details of volume profile. Now, we have stopped personally, like my squad have stopped using it for a long time. Probably as you haven't used it, but it's very useful in a lot of different applications. So I have not read his second book yet, so I don't know how he uses it to like determine where maybe the test will be of the spring. I'm assuming something like where the most volume was, which makes sense. But let me talk you through different settings and how it works. So, oh, by the way, if you have any questions at any point in time, just go ahead and shoot them in the Q&A section. What is going on today? I'm all over the place. I can't find I see my chat, but I don't see the Q&A. I see Q&A. Awesome, awesome. We got 47 now. People piling in. All right. Okay. So volume profile. To get to the volume profile, and so you go to FX, to bring up indicator strategies. Right here, the last option is volume profile. So it's not, you don't search for it or anything. It's right here. Okay, and then if you want to have it always pop up as soon as you click this, just add it as a favorite by clicking that little star, and it will show up in your list of favorite indicators. So the basic version of TradingView includes the session volume and the visible range, which is the main one. If you want the fixed range, that one's available for Pro and higher, and I have a few words to say about that. If you want to quit your job, if you want to get sponsored by FTMO, if you want to be a professional trader, if you want to accomplish stuff, you have to invest in yourself, whether it is investing into mentorship, whether investing into some kind of indicator, if that's what floats your boat, whether investing into ICT strategies, IM, whatever it is you're investing, you got to invest in yourself. And to me, it was a no-brainer to get the premium version, not only because I can use seconds and fixed range and all that stuff and rewind, so I can backtest, but also because this is the tool, well, most of us at least use every single day. This is my bread and butter. I'll be damned if I don't get, spend whatever it is, like I don't even remember anymore, $300 a year, so that you can actually work. This is your, this is your money. This is your bread. This is your lettuce. How do you not get it? It just baffles me. People, well, I don't have the pro version. It's like $10 a month. Well, I got news for you. And I'm not trying to make fun. I know everyone's situation financially different. I came from an immigrant family, but I'm just saying that if you are in a horrible situation, then you need to save up money and maybe trade on demo, but save up money for the proper analysis, and then get a loan or something. Like I said, I'm not bashing. I know some people, make $10 a month or something, but in Africa especially, but it is what it is. I'm just saying that if you got money for like going to a restaurant once in a while, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should, and that's the only money you have. Put it for good use. Get at least a pro version. Anyway, so visible range. Okay, so you just click it, and visible range means whatever you see in this window, it's going to put into the equation, right? So you see this big red line. That means in this visible range, the average, essentially not the average, but the most amount of orders happened at this red line, right? The equilibrium. And you can see that price been around this line a long time. Now, if I do this, now my visible range changes, and you can see that at this price, this is where the price spent the most of the time in this visible range. Okay, then we go into the actual bars here. The stuff on the left shows the buys, the stuff on the right shows the sells. Okay, stuff on the left shows the buys, stuff on the right shows the sells. And in itself, like this, like I said, I haven't watched his video on how he uses it, but this could be very useful for you to understand where supply and demand is. Meaning, this right here is typically would be your typically would be your support resistance level or supply and demand. You can see how right around this level is where you have all the bounces. Bounces. It's an average. Obviously, it's not it's where the price spent the most, but you're not going to get like, oh, it needs to be at this very tip or something. The most touches are, at this level. So that's all about the visible range. Okay, so I got to look at the questions real fast. How do I bring up the chat if there is any? The indicators volume profile, yeah. So how is it useful in smart money though is when you get into either session or fixed range, and more importantly, fixed range. So let's go there. So with the session volume, it's going to take some time. I should go into 1 hour. So a session is nothing more than 1 day. Okay, 1 day is a session. 1 full day of trading, all markets. And it essentially does the same thing. It does the same thing as the big visible range, except for within a day, right? So within a day, this is where the price spent the most time. Now, if you pay attention to this, a lot of times you'll see funny things, like hallucinogen mushrooms, right? Look at that. What's this?
Order block.
Isn't that the order block? Or maybe it's a slingshot candle, or maybe it's the everything above. Maybe it's the point of structure that holds the bearishness. All that stuff you can see is here, right? And then more importantly, it's a lot of times is where, again, supply is. So like here, I wouldn't use it in your strategy as the sole point of reference, but a lot of times you can see that, oh, look, price spent all the time over here. All the time over here. and then price bounced off this, retest it as you will, and go here. But then you can see also that, you know, so this just shows the buys and sells, like I said, but there is a feature that you can turn on that will show you the actual number of lots. Okay, right here, it says show values. You see this? Right. So if you check that, it will actually show you the values of how many orders were in this period of time. Now, this session here actually covers these two candles. So again, so on the left, you see this 10,000 lots versus 6,000 lots, 4,000 points, 4.6 thousand, 3.29. Now on the left here, you see a 0. Can anybody tell me what 0 represents besides the fact that there is 0 buys? Anyone? Exactly. So, all right. All right, I'm preaching to the choir, but I realize there's some people that are new. It represents imbalance. So wouldn't it be nice to see the imbalance in this candle as opposed to imbalance in the whole session? Got a question. Are the values shown for the orders specific to the volume from the liquidity providers of the broker you're looking at on TradingView? Yes. Yes, they are. Cool. These numbers might be slightly different if I switch to, you know, from Oanda to FXCM or something. Okay, so this is kind of useful, but not as useful as the fixed range. Fixed range takes the cake. Why? Well, because you can actually pinpoint the exact point where the imbalance took place. Fixed range. Now, fixed range, to use it is a little different. So once you click it, you need to close this, and then you would click and hold and drag. Click, hold, and drag. So if I let go over there, and then let go, of course, let me get rid of that. So if I let go over here, okay, this is annoying. I need to change the settings. So well, give me 1 second. So in order not to constantly change this, you guys, what? Oh, okay, YouTube question. Do you prefer Oanda volume or FX? No, I do not. I do not. I love FXCM. I hate Oanda. The only reason I'm using Oanda here is because I have my research. This is my research account. So think about it as demo. When I try to practice a new strategy or research something to add to the smart money knowledge or something, I research it here as if it was demo account. There's some arbitrary number of money sitting there that I don't care about, and I just throw the 0.01s, little nuggets, 0.01, and you know, they float and swim and figure out what to do. So that's the only reason you see Oanda here. You can see I can literally just sell or buy from here. It's a neat feature, but Oanda is garbage because the spreads are like out of control. Okay, so in order to make sure this is saved, you go to template here, save as, and give it a name. So I just like to give it default because that's my default. And then every time you come here and you go to fixed range and you drag it here, it should, come on. You just select that default. All right, and then from now on, anytime I select this this thing, it will always show me numbers in color that I pick. So I don't have to constantly check the box, show values, right? So, okay, so let's say I wanted to see if there's imbalance in this candle. I would put it on that candle and see, right? So if there's imbalance between this candle and this candle in here, right? Oh, I see why it needs to be something else then, because black on black doesn't really work, does it, Yuri? So here we see that there's 588 on the right and 60 on the left. So that's pretty imbalancey. There's 23 on the left, 397 is here, but I like to go for like smaller stuff. So I would actually still go to a smaller time frame to see what really going on. And you can just clearly see there is 0 over here. Right, so there's no orders in this part of the candle. So maybe later on when market goes in, it will have a reaction out of the 0, and the reason is because that's where there's no orders and we need to fill that imbalance. Okay. I assume you don't want to be using fixed stretch on small time frames like 5 and below. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Why won't you? No, yes, you do. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we have, like I said, we have stopped using it. But look, no matter what I do, you see there's 0 in here. Right? So now I don't even need to go to like seconds because I could see this is where the imbalance is in this candle. And a lot of times it worked, but a lot of times it didn't, meaning, as I said before in my streams, if there is just like a giant imbalance in the middle of the screen, there is no reason, and it could react there, but the only reason it would react is because somewhere else before it, on, let's say this is the market, and then it goes here, and then there's a giant imbalance, right? And then it comes here and it drops. Cool. Now we got this imbalance sitting here. And if there's something in the middle, let's say the imbalance is here, and later on the market comes here, it's possible that we'll go to exactly that point and drop, but only if there is, usually what happens is only if there was somewhere here, let's say an order block or something, a wick on this side, there has orders sitting on the side. It could be all the way on the left. If there's not that wick, chances are it's going to go fly through it. So what was the point to determine imbalance? As I said before, there is no factual factual reason for the market to come to any level of imbalance, 50%, 8%, 20%, 30%. There's no reason. Not only that, you're guessing at that point, right? The only reason market comes to fill the imbalance is because either there's orders on the other side, or it's trying to get to the IFC, order block, fuck you candle, institutional candle, whatever you want to call that, right? So that's why I personally stopped using it, but it's very useful when you're trying to like use other methods. And for some people, they still use it. You know, John Fibonacci uses it, and you know, it works for him. So it's a very, you know, any questions on volume profile anywhere from YouTube or here? Yeah, right. Okay, Q&A.
You're nothing on YouTube. You're good.
Where do you generally drag the fixed stretch like an impulse, for example, just to see the imbalance? So like I said, I haven't used it in a long time, but I used it specifically to see the true imbalance. We used it for that. And it, like I said, it would work a lot in the cases where there's imbalance and there's like a wick like this, exhaustion wick, and it comes in and fills it. Like, you see this imbalance, and now I know it's been ages because I know other truths like the kissing candle and stuff, the supply and demand level, the decisional order block, like all that stuff that I know, that we know, right, has kind of put the volume profile aside. But again, like what we always say, right, you should have some conviction. Stop doing what everybody else is doing. Start back testing, start doing your own work. It's awesome that everyone's working especially in the Poria chat. But I tell you, if a new person, and you guys new people, you can probably relate to this. If a new person comes into a chat and he sees 700 different charts from like 500 different people, like you will get lost very fast. You'll be like, oh my God, I cannot concentrate on one thing. Is this guy good? Is this guy just asking a question? Is this guy really know what he's doing? Why is his schematic look so different? Like it becomes overwhelming for a new person and becomes a nightmare. And you need to mute the channel because there's every 5 seconds there's something new. So unless you sit 24/7 and your life is in Discord, that's possible. It's okay too. But I'm saying that instead take a mentor, and don't have to be an official title of a mentor. Take a person that you learn something from. A person that you noticed is very good or consistent with his charts or with his explanations, and follow that person, learn from that person, and then create your own style. Go, most of my wins personally, I know a lot of my students come from work on their own. Like I can sit here and show you snipes like you wouldn't believe, like with a stop loss of 1.5 pips, but it doesn't mean anything, right? I lose 2 and all the time because I try to get these snipes, but you're not gonna get them unless you backtest. And the same thing, I have several students that are getting snipes that I don't get them because I'm looking at a different pair. I am up during different times of day or something like that. So if volume profile works for you, that's awesome. For instance, I remember a question on during the Villa Hermosa's stream. Somebody asked if the guy uses divergence as a confirmation, and he said no, unless it's a volume divergence with a volume, right? And that's great for him. My personal thing is I understand divergences on a whole other level, right? I spent 7 months developing an indicator for divergences with intermarket with other pairs in correlations, right? I understand there's 7 different types. So for me, when I see a Wyckoff schematic and then I see a divergence with the volume, but then I see a divergence with some other pair, that's like, put a house on there, put a goddamn mention lot on that stuff, because that to me is my confirmation, number one. But somebody is like, I don't understand it, or somebody is like, no, I got clapped before on a divergence and I'm never going to use it. That's fine too. So it's one of those things. Like I guarantee you that maybe over here somewhere in the scandal there is an imbalance, and the market kind of came to that. But I know that it came over here to the hidden order block in here. But you looked up, you know, the imbalance, and you got in an imbalance, and you were just a little bit in drawdown, and then you won. So it worked. Who cares? So what I was saying before, this is a perfect example. It kind of went to the order block here, but if it just came to the wick on this side and had a reaction, that would be why. It wasn't because it filled 50% of imbalance, it because it tapped this order here. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All clear, all clear. Question. So how do we interpret volume profile? Okay, so what do you mean? How do you, didn't I just go over that? All right, let's do this again. Okay, fixed range. You draw from the candle that you want to see to the candle that you want to see. So go here, zoom in, and look. The number on the left is the number of lots on the buy side. The number on the right is the number of lots on the sell side. Do you see an imbalance? 14 to 86, 0 to 46, 0 to 39. So in here, there is an imbalance, at least on the 5-minute right now. All right, all the way over here, there's an imbalance. But, you know, some things you can see with your naked eye, like from this wick to here, there's no imbalances anymore. So now there is an imbalance in between here. So then you can go to a smaller time frame and see if it's really 0 or if it's not. If you because there's going to be more candles, right? And then you pinpoint it to the point where there is really 0 on the left and some number on the right, and that would be where your entry on this side will be when the market comes back. Your stop loss would be at this wick, if this was the way you trade. Okay. So you want to find a place where there is imbalance in the market, and knowing that the market will fill it in eventually, you place a trade. Okay, so who's ready for some market overview? Because I want to look at some trades. All right, let's go. So I was looking at GU this morning. All right, this is the time that I switched to FXCM. This is pissing me off. I was looking at GU. Why are we on 1 minute again? All right, so let's look here, right? Even though last 2 weeks were brutal sell-offs, on the daily, we are incredibly bullish. And what holds the bullishness? It's this right here, this wick. And I know there's going to be a question somewhere about when you talk about structure, do you include the wicks? And I always say the same thing. If it's on a 5-minute and the wick is like 10 pips, probably not. I need a closed above or not. But when you're talking about a daily structure and the wick is 120 pips long and there's orders all in the wick, hell yeah, I'm including the wick in the structure. So it just depends on the context. So for me, this is what maintains the bullishness, right? So from here, this was the low that created this high. That's the lag. And now we're in a tracement lag, and we're just made it to here. Okay. So, man, I have a lot of stuff marked up. So knowing from that, we can see that the market created equal lows over here, equal wicks, if you will. or semi-equal wicks, and the demand is a little bit lower, so there's a very good chance we're gonna come lower, fill this imbalance, and probably get in all the way to this wick. What's in the wick? Let's look. Opa, 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 I see something. So in this wick, we see here that we had reaccumulation, if you will. That's fine. Distribution that failed became, created a creep, became reaccumulation, if you want to talk Wyckoff. But regardless of that, we had equal lows. We got slammed down and then exploded up and started making our up move, doing the same thing one more time over here. So if we look at what market has been doing, we can see that we distributed, then we redistributed, and I think we're redistributing now again. We'll come here, we'll redistribute again, and finally come here, and this would be the decisive factor of if we're going to turn around and be bullish now or not. That's all this time frame can offer. So I can't enter yet, at least of the 4-hour time frame. I know there's a giant imbalance over here in the distribution, so we're gonna make it up there, but that's all the 4-hour time frame can tell me. Now on the 1 hour, things become a little bit better. Things become a little bit better. Okay, so we still have this wick that on the daily is the wick that maintains the bullishness. We're bearish on this time frame, just see my red little dots. That's the lag, right? So in this lag right now, this is what maintains the bearishness, but be careful with that because these are equal highs and liquidity is sitting on top here too. And this would be a much better sell. However, I do believe we're redistributing again, and we're just gonna pop up during London or New York. Maybe all London will basically try to repeat this in some way. Maybe we'll even come, this would be great if we can grab these equal highs here and, test of this order block that maintains the bearishness. That would be off extreme, and that would be amazing. I would say it'd be awesome if you get a schematic of some kind or a divergence, but if it comes to like 50%, I'm most likely just putting a pending in there. Especially before I go to bed, I will definitely put a pending in there because I won't miss that. Okay, so on 15 minutes, things become even more clear that today was a day of bullshit, excuse my language. So now we come to labeling. Now this to me is what happened. I don't see anything. We're just testing this level, and we're just sitting in this range. And if you can see, we're played with the highs. We're playing with the highs. We're playing with the highs to do what? The bottoms remain the same. We're playing with the highs. We keep breaking the highs, but very little. We're playing with the highs to come lower. We're playing with the highs to come lower. So the question is, how do we figure out where to get into a sell? And my answer is there's no safe place up until this area here. Right? It could, come here and start doing a schematic. The pending or the sell would be here. There's no real place here for me to take a sell. I'm definitely not taking a buy unless we break the range completely, close, and then just start doing this in a similar fashion like that. If we break this and then like violently come down, there's no way I'm buying. Even if there's an IFC here that's, trying to catch a knife, why would you do that? you need to see price action. And I mean, if price action is giving you this kind of stuff, that's, you know, humans. And the institution comes in. So other than that scenario, I am not seeing this for a long-term buy at all. And I would rather wait here in my sweet spot, perfect area where the distribution, you know, controlled everyone. You know, wait for the test here, right? Test of this UT, or it could be an exhaustion candle in the L, since it's UT, not UTAD, we could be expecting an LPSY here, right? So, but I need to see evidence. Right now we're in the middle of nowhere, so we can't sell anything. But for the buy, for the future, oh geez. Also, you got to think about this, guys. Why would they come up here? They just built all of this liquidity down here. So now every single person in the world who learns trading and thinks he knows shit from indicators thinks that this is support, right? Like everyone thinks this is support. We keep bouncing here. So they're buying here, humans. Where's their stop loss? At the wick, right? Stop loss at the wick. So this is a very boring, nasty redistribution is what I think this is. And now I have almost no doubt in my mind. And then we come in here and we're gonna have a schematic here no matter what. So when we get here, that could be a potential buy. But like I said, I would much rather try to get into a sell, maybe somewhere here. So a very good point is here is that you see this Asian range over here where I put my little liquidity bottle, right? And then this little hidden order block here sits right where the previous demand level, or demand level is. So it's very possible more hidden stuff. See how there's no wick on there? It's very possible that we'll come somewhere here, grab the highs, and then sell off for the redistribution. But for that, I need to be there. I can't put a pending in here. It makes no sense. Pending here makes total sense because that's what maintains bearishness and that's the extreme. And we can see, for those of you who don't know what I say, what is the order block? Last candle that gets engulfed with imbalance. So order, stop loss, order, stop loss. And you can go to 5 minutes to refine it to like freaking 5 pips if you want to, 2 pips. But that's where my order is. All of this is 20 pips is a little too much, obviously. So that's just general area where I put it. Right. Over here, and then, yeah, I don't think it'll come higher than that at all. We're lucky if it gets there. But it'll be a great risk to reward. Just to here is 1 to, you know, if you, let's say, get in there, it'd be like, you know, 1 to 20 just to here, and then just goes up from there. You know, if you can get it to 2 pips, it could be 1 to 50. That's 200 pips right here. So whatever it is for you guys. And then, yeah, so if it does come down, we'll see price action here. We'll get a schematic there and a pending in here, obviously, because on all time frames, all roads lead to here. Okay, so then, oh, we got questions. Not bad. Is there any questions on YouTube?
Yeah, just some basic questions about basic structure and how do you confirm a break or just a pullback?
How do you confirm a break or just a pullback?
Like a break of structure, or just know that it's just a pullback. So like essentially what they're talking about is internal structure.
Oh, okay. So it's, you think in terms of lags as opposed to in terms of internal structure. So like, I'll just give a quick demonstration here. Doesn't matter, like right here, right? You could get confused as what is structure doing, because here we're making higher highs, and even though we're made a higher high here, now we're making a a lower low. So how do you know what is what? It's easy. Well, not easy, but easy when you practice your eye. You talk about ranges, so always ask yourself a question. If this, for instance, we made a lower low over here, this was the low, made a lower high, made a lower low, is this legit structure? Well, ask yourself, did this high lead to the break of this low? No, that's not a legit high. Did this high make lead to the break of this low? No, that's not a legit high. Did this low broke this high? No, that's not legit low. None of that counts. Now, when you look at this one, it finally broke this low. So that's a legit lower high. Make sense? This high led to this low. This high led to this low. Okay. But as far as the lag is concerned, this is the lag. Getting messy. That's the lag. So this was what maintained bearishness here on 15-minute. Now, keep in mind, every structure is different. So like on 1 hour, it would be this. But on a higher time frame, you understand that we're bullish. So once this high is broken, now you got to determine what was the low that broke that high. Was this one. So now we're starting this lag here. So as long as this is not broken, we're bullish. Okay, hope that kind of cleared some confusion. So did the market have a structure that it reacted off at the extreme on GU? What do you mean? I don't know, what does that mean? Like examples in the past where it happened, or? I'm confused. Does it matter that GU is in a daily supply? All right, let's take a look what he means. Daily supply. Where do you see daily supply? I don't see a day. Okay, so this to you where we're right now is daily supply. Well, sure. I mean, the reason you can think of it that way, if you consider this daily supply, this is why we're reaccumulating and distributing, right? This is where there was a ton of demand, actually, not supply. Maybe that's what you mean. We're in daily demand because this is where we're bouncing from the bottom. There's a lot of buyers out here. There was a lot of buyers over here. So it, you know, this is where we met the demand. So now they need the buy stops to, you know, what's it called? Rocket fuel it to the downside. They need the stops of the sellers as well, so that you know, the stops of the sellers are buys, right? Stops of the sellers are buys. So if you bought here, I'll give you a one-on-one here. If you bought here and it came here, and then you hit the stops. Oh shit, you hit the stops. Now your order is going here. These are all the buy stops that they need to fill their sell orders to go down. So this is, you know, it matters. Of course it matters. That's what makes the market work. Supply and demand. But I don't know if your question was more of like, does it matter we're in supply, that you want to buy here because of that? I mean, I'm not sure what you're asking. You don't pay attention to individual things. You don't care. Like, so it just depends what kind of trader you are, kind of thing. If you're the trader that wants to hold a 1 to 100 position, you don't care about all the noise. That's why I have my areas marked up. If market comes here, I'm gonna take a sell. If market comes here, I'm gonna take a sell. But if you go and into the market and you're live trading and there's absolutely nothing in the market and you feel like you want to scalp, if you're a scalp type trader, you still, structure still applies. So, you know, you'd go to the smaller time frame and do the same thing that I just did on the big time frame. And, you know, I still don't recommend you trading in the range. Well, why would you want to do that? The stream that there was imbalance, was there a structure to the left or that reacted off? Oh man, you're going to lose some extremes for sure. But I can show you the extremes that works out that will make your jaw drop to the floor. I mean, that's just it. Like on the extremes, I risk like 2-3 pips, and I don't care if they get blown away, they get blown away. It is what it is. But when they do work out in places like this, right? When they do work out in places like that. Hang on, take some time to get there. I lost my track. When I get like that accurate, they are a whole lot worth it because I can lose 5 extremes and then just win this one gold trade and hold it until the end of time. You know? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know, that reward that risk to reward is, you know, I don't have to trade for a month after that. I don't care about my 2 losses of the extremes before. So, just saying. By the way, we just had a one-on-one with one of the guys, and I showed him an example that he brought to me, and the same thing on USD CAD, I think it was. Anyway, let's go. We just only covered, we're going slow. We need to speed up. So GA, it was a beautiful reaccumulation that took place yesterday. And then we came here. I was really hoping we're going to come back to test the creek area. But we just bounced off, and I don't know what we're doing. We are just going higher and being bullish. So we still have this point that's higher, right? We didn't break structure to the upside yet. But we have the low, and we're working our way to this high. So now we got to wait. So if I am shopping, I'm shopping in here right now. And you can see a lot of lines here. That's not all from current time. Actually, I'm okay with that. So I'm waiting here. If it gives a, you know, some kind of creek or something, I need a schematic here, or divergence with GN for me to take the trade, but I'm looking for a buy there. As far as structure, let's go like we always do. Structure wise, we are, I think, in this giant accumulation, but we're just starting our road up. I don't see anything that's not very clean, but theoretically we are still bearish, and this right here is the high that maintains the bearishness. But that's only theoretically, because we are, I think we're gonna be bullish for a very long time on GA. Hey, weekly shows us a different story. Wow, that's ugly. That looks like a Christmas tree with a lot of legs. Right, so we're in this range. We've been in this range. If you put that visible range that we talked about at the beginning, it's going to be right over here where we're sitting. So market's indecisive right now. Like the amazing buy would be somewhere right here, somewhere right here. Yeah, we're choppy, but you know, when we come to 1 hour, so forth, right now we're very, 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 very bullish. And right now, this is what maintains the bullishness, because here's the low. Here's the low that made this high, that made this low, that made this high. This low has not made a higher high yet. Correct? Now, all of this in a bigger picture needs to break this high. It just looks very much like it's about to do this. This doesn't count until we make a higher high. So if from here we make a high somewhere here, then it's possible we can find an entry here. But again, I don't see anything unclean here, and I see this giant imbalance that's going to get filled, and I see the manipulation, I see the jump of the creek. So, but this could be also the breaker model, which means it will come here and then go up. So if I don't see anything, there you go. So on 15-minute, like I said, if we break these highs, it's possible that we can expect a schematic over here and then go up. If we don't break the highs, that is not a buy. So it looks like we're building this to break it later, but we shall see. There's also this that, you know, retail trades that could get broken. So we need to see what London does. You know, that's why I personally don't trade Asia, because it's a very choppy price and you have no idea what's going to happen. You can see this thing called the upside down head and shoulders thing that people look for, right? So it might just break this and then come down through here into the area that I'm looking at right now. Currently, at this moment, I have one single buy limit pending at one here and a house over here in the extreme. Now, whoever asked about extremes, this is very likely that it's going to turn out here because it's an Asian midline, but this one I don't really like as much, but I'm going to still risk it because I'm a risky person. You know, if this one gets broken, I think we might not turn around until here, if not at all. On this broker, as you can see, I have a buy limit that didn't get triggered when the market came here of the extreme. Okay, so GEA, waiting for the buy here. Don't know what's going on until London plays out so I can trade New York. Euro USD. Euro USD has a target on a daily. It is doing the same exact thing that gold did. Slowly coming, hey, coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down until it will rack that. So on a daily, we can see we're bearish now on the daily, right? Weekly, we're still bullish. On the daily, we made a low, a lower high on this wick, lower low here. Still going down. Still going down. Kind of starting to round it off. So it's possible we create a schematic here, maybe a divergence, and we might come back, you know, come back. Who knows? Maybe come back, reaccumulate here, and come all the way to the top, and then drop more. You know, I don't predict the market, I react to the market. Right now, there's nothing clean, right? Nothing clean here on 1 hour. I would not do anything here, do anything here. So here is the place that it's possible decisional order block here. Okay. Decisional order block here. So could put a pending there, you know, make a 15-minute confirmation. You can see on every time frame. Here's the supply and demand area as well. So comes here, creates a schematic, and go. So that's the level that you can play. And the extreme would be here at 1.21. Where are we at right now? Yeah. So it's possible, very possible we will come here, but also possible we'll rack this wick and come here for the retracement leg. obviously not going to put any kind of pendings. I need to see a schematic when it's been going down. I need to be convinced it's accumulation as well. Right now, market's bearish, so there's no point in buying just because you think it's gonna turn around right now. You got to see evidence. So it looks like it's a market is trying to do these preliminary supports, trying to stop it, but I need the market to flatten out and move this way, and then wait for that shakeout in order to go up, and then go up, break the range, and get in on a taster in the spring, or have a really clear divergence to the top with GU or EJ. For those of you who don't know what I mean, market's moving like this, the same way as GU is moving like this. And then we will, let's say, come up on EU, break this structure, come back and mitigate, right? And this one does not break structure and comes lower. Therefore, you have one pair moving down, the other pair moving up. But before this mitigation, we broke structure. So you get in and it starts coming up. So
And
one of
Yuri,
the
also,
two.
there's a quick question on how you find pairs that correlate.
So for the noobs and for the beginners, I just know them because I've been doing it a while. But you can go to Forex, my FX book, my FX book. In my FX book here, you'll have, stop this. You'll have market correlation. See that? Go to market correlation. Let's say, over here, there's a little thing that lets you select the symbols you're interested in, up to 10. So here you can say correlation higher than 80%. Let's say time frame 1 hour. So it can tell you that, let's say, then sorted by this. So let's say GU is correlated right now, is correlated only like not that much. There's no pairs that correlate with GU right now because GU is basically doing nothing. Let's say if EU is better. Now here EU, you can see that EU is currently correlated with NZD-CAD, AUD-CAD, EUR-CAD, and so forth. This kind of makes me think there's a bunch of divergences, and now we're just getting back to being in sync. So if you go to one on daily, and I go to GJ, you can see the GJ correlate with GCHF 98.2. Then you switch to a smaller time frame and you look for divergences and you see if they're diverging of their if or not, right? So, but then I can tell you other things like for sure that GU and EU is a very, very correlated pairs usually. So if I get out of 11-minute time frame and go to, let's say, 1 hour, go to, let's say, 1 hour, and you can see that from here and here we're both moving up at the same time. As this is going up, this is going up, this is going down, this is going down, this is going up, this is going up. They're moving in the same direction, right? But if you look closely, you can see as this one moving, making higher highs, this one moving, making higher highs, and then we're making a lower low. Actually, that's the hidden one. Hang on. GJ. That's the one I wanted to show. Yeah. Okay. So you can see that we're making higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher high, lower high. See that? Divergence. Sell. Enjoy. Then we moving down, moving down, moving down, moving down, moving down. That one's going up. This one's going down. Buy, enjoy. Woo! Profits. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mario. I thank you for attending, man. I can't believe you stayed up that long. Yeah, yes, 100%. It's not like that. It's you need to look for divergence in correlation or in confluence with structure. Structure comes first. Nothing, structure is king, right? So once you determine structure, let's say structure is bullish, right? And you're going up and you're going up and you're going up, right? If on this leg right here, on a smaller time frame, you're moving down, moving down, moving down, moving down, and then you find a divergence over here, but you know that that's the retracement on a bigger time frame, then you know you're about to enter the expansion phase. And if you see a divergence here, that's a scream to buy because you're going to have the next expansion leg. All right. All right. Cool. So Euro USD, did we cover it? I think. Yeah. So we're moving up, 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 up. We're bullish, 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 bullish on the daily. Oh, this is GJ. What am I? Crazy. Yeah. So on the on EU, we're not moving. Yeah, I was looking to say, yeah. So we determined that the sell would be here or all the way over here. And for a buy, I need to find a schematic leveling up in order to take it. And this kind of curving, so this is good. Maybe we can just be flat here and then London, come down into, let's say, 1800 level. And do a string, break the range, and catch the wave up at least till here. So that would be great. Let's see what else we got. GJ we just looked at. It's super bullish, like freaking on fire. Super bullish on fire. I was waiting everywhere here. Nothing happened. On 1 hour, we broke structure already. Very choppy, very choppy. I would say for a buy, for me, it would have to be here. Because you can see the Asian low lines up with a bunch of equal lows. This was the accumulation right here. That was the bottom of the reaccumulation and the creek that got broken. So perfect area here at 149.56 for continuing to buy. There's also another place. That's the extreme right there. For those wondering how you can get that good. That's how. What's the order block? Last candle gets engulfed by imbalance. There you go, 5 pips. Put a house on that one. Put a house on that one to go up. I don't think you'll get there though. There could be a place here, but for this to happen, definitely needs a schematic here. Definitely needs a schematic here. Drawing craziness. Yeah, I don't see anything clean. in here. I mean, everything is clean. I don't see any point of getting in other than a schematic playing out over here as well. So, or a divergence, of course. So schematic here in order for me to buy. And then an entry over here would be pending. So like GU looks nothing like. What about EJ? EJ don't look nothing like either. Although on 1 hour, this is starting to look nice. We're going up, going up, going up, going up. And now we've been steadily going down. But the problem is everything's clean here too. So for EJ, actually, that would be a good point to get in, possibly. It's extreme. But even then, I would not like it. I would rather be bullish on EJ because, as Mike says, you don't want to go against the majority. You don't want to be a minority in this case. I would rather buy from here, just like on GJ. So once again, this low led to this high, and now we're just ranging. So that is not a higher low until we break this. That is not a lower high until we break this. Actually, until we break lower this. Because this is called the complex pullback for those of you who don't know. Right? And until it breaks this slingshot candle, as Mike puts it, we're bullish. So for EJ, this is starting to look like a nice creek, to be honest. So yeah, best entry for me is probably somewhere here. Breaker and a source. So we are at supply and demand level. So it's very possible we're just gonna. Now I do think it looks like a creek, but I mean, I wouldn't do any of this. That's very risky. There's no imbalance here. I don't like when I don't see imbalance also in the middle of this Asian range too, and everything kind of looks clean. It could be a small attempt to put an order here, but this all looks to me like the area of shakeout for the creek. So it could also just come up, but that's why I always wait for London to see what it did and where the next liquidity sits. Yeah, don't try to come here and sell. Why do you not sell here? Because we didn't break this structure here. We didn't break this point of structure. So you're burning your hand on the candle if you try to sell from here, even if it's an extreme. Is it possible that it'll create equal highs and come down? Yeah, it is, but that's, not probable and very risky. But this, on the other hand, is a classic reaccumulation where you would just slowly get in this creek and then get a shakeout, let's say Wednesday, and start coming up. So yeah, this area where I'll be waiting for the shakeout or a spring for the accumulation here. That's EJ. All right, let's go with gold. Gold is at the area that I've been waiting for. We are literally at the lows. We are literally at these equal lows. So I am having a house in a Lamborghini on 1500 level. Right over here. So it's still got a lot to work with. So my first possible scenario would be over here. Again, need a schematic. Need a divergence with silver or AU. Maybe a spring into here. And the only pending I have is 1500 for a buy. If we decide during London that we want to gather some more orders and decide to come up, this supply and demand where I'll be looking for some kind of sell-off. And the candle that maintains bearishness right now, we don't have it, although it's this one, but we had redistribution in this area. So look what we've been doing. It's been step by step by step. Mitigation, redistribution, redistribution, redistribution. We're gonna do thing one more time here unless I see something different. We're just doing the same thing over and over every goddamn day. Every goddamn day is just the same shit. So we're close to these equal lows. I think we're doing redistribution and another sell-off. This is first area we might turn around 1615, 1620. And then if we break that and don't accumulate, we're gonna go to 1500. That's gold. My eye is really freaking hurting me. Can you explain your extreme, please? All right, Ivan, I'm gonna get to you in a second. Can you explain your extreme, please? So, as I've been saying, the market, so if you go to the points like this gold, so Mike likes to use that term of slingshot candle. So if you look at this, right? If you just learn smart money, you'll hear terms like, oh, well, it's an up move before down move and stuff like that, right? But if you look at this, in different cases do different things. Where do you take, how many consecutive candles do you take in a row? Maybe you look 50% of this imbalance or this imbalance, like how do you know? Or this one or this, like there's just everywhere. So you're gonna get yourself confused. So extremes is literally the point from which, the highest point from which you see ginormous sell-off or rally, right? So where do institutions get in from which you see an extreme explosion? It's called extreme for a reason, right? It can't be like just here. That's just the source, but you can't expect just some movements. Like this is extreme. This is definition of extreme, right? So whereas the decisional would be something similar, but where the market can decide to go up or down. So like when you see Eh. Let's say you see this order block right here, right? I'm gonna delete everything. No, I don't want to delete everything. Hang on, let me bring the different chart. Which one do I not trade that much? That's sad, I never trade this crap. Euro odd. Come on, give me a good example. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so over here, you got this perfect order block right here, right? And if you just took the entry here, that's called a decisional entry, right? If it's going to decide whether to mitigate out of here or to come higher. Now extreme is on like 5 minutes. I lost my spot. What the hell? Ah, there it is. On 5 minutes, the last order block that you see is right here, right? From this here candle, we got this extreme movement and then we fell off the earth. So that last order block with like 3 pips in total is your extreme, because this is the place from which everything started. And it's only 3 pips, stop loss. On Euro odd, I think my spread is bigger. So can one backtest divergence of correlating pairs? How? By drawing, okay. All right, so you take 2 pairs. Let's say it is let's go with odd USD and odd JPY. Or odd USD and NZD, whatever you want. You tell me what. Odd JPY. You go on to the time frame like 1 hour, let's say. All right, basically it was teaching someone something. And then you learn the rules of divergence. And when you're on a downtrend, look from the bottom. And you see the lower low. And you see the lower low. Just follow the magic white ball, right? And then, so then see if the next one here, this one's making a lower low, but this one is making a higher low. This one is taking liquidity. This one's mitigating because it already took liquidity here. One is the leader, one is the lagger. You take the leader and boom. You take a little vertical line here. Right? So you can see better the starting point. We're moving up, right? So measure higher highs. Got a higher high. Got a higher high. Got a higher high. Sorry. Higher high. then a higher high, higher high, then another higher high. Technically, this is a lower high, so you can sell here. But if you didn't see this, here's the high, here's the lower high. This one's taking liquidity. This one already took liquidity, now mitigating. Awesome. Sell, get some. And you can obviously do it on a smaller time frame. The smaller the time frame, the more divergences you will find. Of course, just like if somebody asked, the bigger the time frame, the longer the divergence, and the more accurate it will be. But when you can find amazing spots, when you train your eye enough to see these things, right? When you see this, and you can get in, your rewards can be big as well. Ah, let's have some fun. Let's go to my indexes. I'm not explaining scalping strategy. Why would I explain a scalping strategy? What are you talking about? How would you? I am explaining the divergence. Just briefly, I'm not explaining the whole divergence because it's an advanced, I mean, a very in-depth topic. I mean, I think I'm explaining pretty good already, but look at this. Here, let's go to 15 minutes. We know that we've been bearish for the last 2 weeks on indexes. If you don't know, I don't know where you've been. Wait, time to wake up. So from here, you can totally see, although we recovered on Dow Jones today, because Dow Jones is like, hey, they're gonna do the stimulus. Let's go up again. Dow Jones is crazy. Okay, so, and hindsight's 2020, of course, but you can see we're making lower lows in sync, perfectly normal. Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, higher low. Let's see what that can lead us. That just happened, by the way. That's on Friday, right? Friday, get in. I'm rich. I just got in on Dow Jones. Oh, Wyckoff schematic. Type B, actually it's type 4, where the buying clients is the lowest, but bottom line is here's the range. Here's the signal of strength. Here's the LPS from the test of the STB. And there you go. But schematics require a lot of knowledge. Divergence is much easier when you start seeing it and understanding it. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so do we want to do any other analysis? You guys have any other pairs you want me to go over? Show the entry with divergence. Okay, I'll show you the entry. Okay, so I'll show you one of the entries. How's that? So I just showed you here. Right, this was divergence. So you spotted it. All right, on time, 2 hours after the open. So you spotted this divergence. Great. How do I get in? This was divergence. This is the engulfing candle. You get in an opening. Here's your stop loss. Or 50% of this white candle after it closed, 50%. Stop loss even smaller. Or go on 5 minutes, go on 1 minute, go on seconds. I mean, this is perfect IFC too. Like, there's so many things that can give you
I
the
was just
entry.
gonna say, chances are we have an order block on the 1 minute.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's this. You know, if only you could have a signal that will alert you that things are emergent. Oh wait, we have an indicator. Who does? Furious snipers do. How do I get in? Direct message Lord Fury. That's what you do. Oh, wait a second. 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 What is that? Who knows what that is? That's Wyckoff accumulation. Holy crap. You telling me in this area? Oh, Yuri, what's an extreme? Oh, didn't quite get there. Shit. I thought it came to the extreme. Just missed it by a little bit, but it was close. Damn it. Stole my thunder. But anyway, spring test, let's go. But I mean, structure, how do I get in? Let's see. Let's go even smaller. Yeah, we need to go smaller to get in on that. Anyway, so the easiest way is to just wait for the engulfing candle and you're gonna get in. But I mean, if you're going crazy, here's the high that broke the low, created a new low. Here's the break of the structure. Here's your IFC to get in. This is 30 seconds, by the way. You know how much your stop loss is? Probably like 3 points on Dow Jones. And that's how you get 1 to hundreds, by the way. And no, that's not scalping strategy. That's just an entry on the seconds to go for a very long time. I'm not getting out of the market within 3 seconds. I'm not scalping. Because I found my entry of divergence of 15 minutes on the indexes. And then I refined it on 30 seconds. And then I get in. 3 drives. There you go. 3 drives. Any other pair, guys? Oh, there's a question. Oh, yeah. I did answer that. Dion, is that cool? You good? Nice.
We got a question to go over NU.
Okay. NZD, USD. Okay, so we're bearish, right? We're bearish. Let's go to weekly. Ooh. The weekly is just starting. Wow. Look at that. Haha. That's awesome. That's so beautiful. It's like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Look at that. Top IFC, nice. So yeah, it reacted off that weekly candle over there. And came down on the weekly. We got a long way to go to retrace. to this previous area of accumulation, reaccumulation here to test this. So potentially we're going to be moving here in the next many weeks. Daily is currently breaking the point of previous bullishness. So we're pretty much done, but it needs to break it. It's almost done breaking it. And then from that point on, we're bullish on daily. We're definitely bullish on 4-hour. So knowing that, your bias should be pretty much bearish. Pretty much. We're sitting right now at the supply area. So if you notice again, the pattern is redistribution here, most likely another redistribution again. We got a long way to go. We got a target very similar to EU, very similar to gold, you know, so possible that we can create a schematic somewhere in this area, maybe somewhere in this area, but in a moment, most likely it will bounce here, come back and come down again, and just keep, you know, it'll keep moving to that weekly stop. So I would be a seller right now until I see the evidence. Otherwise, I'm definitely a seller. So now the question becomes of what do we do on the smaller time frame? Okay. Well, what do you see? This is where the institutions get in. Right here. That's where the sell-off is. Right? It also has these equal highs and this little hidden jam over here. Hidden jam. Right? It's another hidden jam. I like that one even more because it's above all of the liquidity and above the last supply and demand area. So here's the supply and demand area, the last one, and it's right above that. But the first one that maintains bearishness right now is this one. Am I going to, what the hell? Am I going to place a pending there? Hell no. I hate when there are equal highs like this. So, but if we can get here, and most likely this is what market been doing lately. You see how here's the order block right here that took that out, and then we didn't quite make it to it. We stopped short of it, and then right in the same place there is this kissing candle right here. So that makes this a very probable area that the market will turn around from there. Oh yeah. Come to Papa. Gotcha. See that? All right, so the first area possibly to sell from is here. Yeah, of course. No, that's the prerequisite, right? I needed to break the daily structure. Well, yes and no. That will give you confirmation that it's definitely bearish on the daily. But you know, if you go off 4-hour or 1 hour, we're breaking structure. We've been breaking structure like crazy. So that's just, icing on the cake. If you break daily, shit, now we're gonna talk about putting some, big man lots. We are bearish on this 1 hour and 4 hour. So unless we break some significant structure, we're gonna remain bearish. Ryan, we're gonna say something?
Oh no, actually, I just coughed and I muted my mic. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, boom, 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 possibly boom, and keep going. So yeah, I'll be looking for a sell. If you're one of the people that does sell to buys, you can look for a buy somewhere. But again, for me, like a buy, I need something to show me the bullishness. I can't just buy just because. And because we're sitting at the level of liquidity, like maybe you can look for a buy right here for the retracement, right? Yeah, maybe you can look for a buy right there. But right now there's no buy. I hope you're not in a buy. Some people ask when they're in trouble. So looking for me to say something they want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and nothing but the truth. So,
and this is also a perfect time to check for divergences with correlating pairs, because when you're at those key areas, that's normally when things diverge.
was that the voice of God? I feel like you're talking from above, man. All right. So no divergences, at least not on 1 hour. We're being nicely bearish on all kinds of lines. We are being super bearish from all types of walks in life. So, but yes, you're correct. That's what usually is. Yeah, we're extremely bearish on Aussie and on Kiwi and maybe. I know NJ is probably up. Yeah. Now that, on the other hand, because if you look at GU, GJ is up in heaven while GU is tanking. EJ is up in heaven when EU is tanking. And then NJ is sort of not doing anything. But this could be a schematic for bullishness for NJ. So if you were into buying Kiwi, I would say that is a really incredible buy if it can get there. Unless we're too late and it's gonna just come higher now. If this was mitigation out of here and we're just gonna come higher, but don't chase the market. So just wait it out to here. Yeah, it'd be a nice accumulation, but this, be careful of the spring if this is indeed accumulation, because we did have the signal of strength and we came back, and very possible to buy this on NJ. And this right here, if you can see, I know it's hard to see, but if you can see this right here is perfect divergence. So in theory, after this candle closed, you could have bought here. But one thing I don't break ever is I don't ever trade divergences during Asia, because London shows the true move. Nobody from institutions are trading right now for the most part, unless there's news. So you might still get lucky, but usually the moves in Asia get nullified by London. What are we talking about? Smaller one, SPOI. What? Oh, Ah, I gotcha. I gotcha. I have no idea. Oh, yeah. No. That's why you saying why I marked it up? The reason
I think he's
was
asking why it's important. Yeah.
why it's important is because you can see. So this is what I was talking about. A lot of times we see. So you see how on this side we broke through this. We cleaned up this side, right? We cleaned up the side and took money. Then market came up, created a target, came down, but it did not mitigate out of this area completely. It didn't come fully to this area, right? So there was a bunch of orders here, and we cranked it down here. So the last order was on this extreme here, and we went through it. So it spent like 7 candles here. So there's orders here, hedged, and then orders. So if we didn't do this over here and just went through it, there's no way we gave equal filling. We didn't fill all these orders back, right? They're in drawdown. We didn't get them back. So this is 100% of the time you can backtest it. Like, so the example is, if you were here, if I rewind the market, right? If I rewind the market and you don't know if it's Wyckoff accumulation, distribution, whatnot, you're sitting here waiting in this extreme for the market to come and fill you to go up, right? And the market disrespects you and kills you, takes names. So when the market comes back again, whatever it's doing now, like almost 100% of the time, it will come back from the other side and do it from the other side. And if I go to the higher time frame, I actually see what's called a hidden base or hidden order block. When you're kissing candle, there's many names, right? So when you see the candle hugging each other like this, right? Right. And, not to mention that this area, that yellow area, is the support resistance for retail. Right? This area is supply and demand zone. So we created all this bogus. We come back to the supply and demand zone. That's your true retest. And then it comes down, completing the distribution. So that yellow thing, I'm not saying it necessarily will do it. I need to see what I said. A few candles hedging. So a few candles like this. And then I'm convinced that that's the area from which it will turn around. Oh, of course, there's possibility it's going to come higher. But the way price action is right now, this area is important because of that. Okay. Hope that answered your question, man. All right. Let's wrap it up. We've been going at it. Last question. Yes, that is the definition of untested breaker block. It's exactly what it is. That is the breaker that was not tested. That is like 100% what it is. Because it's an FU on the other side that never got tested and just got disrespected. So it has to come for these orders from the other side. It has to. That's why I said almost 100% of the time. Like sometimes they ignore it again and then test it from the other side third time. What time is in the Asian range? It's from 8 p.m. to midnight my time. So no, 7 p.m. my time to midnight. but there's an indicator called Asia session high-low midlines. Asia, not Asian. Asia session high-low midlines. And when you turn it on, it highlights for you. Highlights the Asian. You don't need to mark it up. It just highlights it for you. So you can always see it. And it's always inside that white space from the sessions indicator. All right, cool. All right, hope you enjoyed it, guys. Hope you got some value. This was awesome. Again, if you want to find out more about the indicator or the bootcamp, message me directly. If you want to join our squad, if you want to, you know, if you liked what you see, if you just want to say thanks, whatever, if you want to be friends, you know, tag us or talk to us on Instagram, direct message us, and we'll go from there. Thank you, everyone. Love you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Ryan. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Let's go get it. Thanks, Ivan. Appreciate you.